It's another edition of the Bold Breakdown. We're talking Bold and the Beautiful, the week that was. Grab a drink and join us next.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I was just saying, this is my favorite theme song of all 4 soaps. I like it. It's a piano and all that. Makes me feel good. Hi, welcome to the Bold Breakdown. This is the Bold and Beautiful After Show here on AFTERBUZZ TV and AFTERBUZZTV.com. I am one of your hosts, James Lott Jr. I did say one of your hosts because I have somebody who brought back, and you guys loved him, Mr. Walker Ragsdale.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome back.
Yes, thank you. It's always fun.
I almost said welcome black.
Well, that too.
Yeah, that too. So we're here to talk about Bold and Beautiful in the week that was here on the soap on CBS's daytime drama. You can follow us on YouTube and iTunes under AFTERBUZZ TV, Bold and Beautiful After Show. And also we have a Facebook page called The Bold Breakdown. Thank you to all you guys who've been sharing our posts, liking the page. A lot of people liking our page. It's so great. I love it. And please continue to do so. Use the hashtag Bold Breakdown on Twitter. Yes.
Yes.
All right. I'm announcing these T's. Hi, Beatrice. Hi, Taylor. Hi, Jacob. You guys are wonderful. You're always in here. And Nikisha and all you guys, we're so glad you're back. So before we begin the show, I'm going to show you my lot in Los Angeles. Is actually a book. Again, I'm trying to get off the food so much. This is actually Marie McCormick's autobiography. She wrote an autobiography some years ago, and it's really good. If you liked Brady Bunch, she talks all about that and all the Brady drama. It's juicy. It's juicy, and it's really good. The reason why I'm bringing this up because she's on Dancing with the Stars.
Yes, tomorrow night.
Yes, tomorrow night. And I saw her last week, and she didn't do half bad. She was okay. But I was just saying, she's 60 years old. I was like, I just can't believe that. She looks great.
Yeah.
So I can get her. So you can find this book anywhere. You probably find it in the bin somewhere of some kind of whatever. But it's also on Amazon.
Not the bin.
It probably is. It's been out for a while. But it's a juicy read. I had read this book, and I read Mackenzie Phillips' book at the same time.
Oh.
2 very different books.
Oh.
I'll tell you that.
You had like a throwback.
I did. I like autobiographies. I love to see what they have to say with themselves. Now, before we start, actually getting into the week that was, I'm going to start with our segment, The Bold Hairstyle. I'm bringing it back because it was such a topic of conversation the week before with Ivy looking like Steffi. I was curious what you thought about that whole storyline. She's dropping the accents.
That was very weird.
It is weird. Yeah. Her talking in American, it's like weird in American accents.
Yeah.
Kind of weird. And even Steffi's like, wait, I think I have that outfit. I was like laughing when she said that.
Yeah, I was so confused because in real life, Ashley does still have that short bob.
Yeah.
And then I saw previews and like digest like the week before that's like her and Liam and she had long hair. I was like, wait, so what's going on?
Kind of weird. So I'm showing some pictures. So the first one, long, straight. She's so beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, her eyes, everything are beautiful. She's nice long hair in that one. I guess it's cute. Maybe a little plain, but it's cute. And show the next picture. Now it's a cute little short hairdo.
Yeah, I wasn't that much of a fan of that one.
Okay, but it's kind of cute.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next one. Now that's the opening where she has a little fuller hair, which I like her with fuller hair.
Yeah.
That does look a little good for her and brings out her face. That's the opening, of course. And those are the 3 pictures. I was just showing those because now she looks like Steffi. So that was kind of really interesting.
I wish they kept what she's rocking right now in real life, the bob.
Yeah, they didn't. They decided all for storyline. All for storyline, of course. We're going to start recapping Monday and Tuesday, and I just want to show. We're going to show a picture. This is from Monday.
Yes.
They brought. Okay, I have some comments, but we're gonna get there in a second. So they had a Dodgers baseball player, Enrique Hernandez, Kiki. I don't know how to say his name. It's
Kike.
Kike. Thank you. I don't follow the baseball.
No, I feel like that if you're in LA, then you have to be like a fake Dodgers fan. I'm not there just yet. Although I am going to my first Dodgers game tomorrow night.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. No, I mean I grew up eating Dodger dogs. That's as a kid. But I mean I hate baseball. I just can't do it.
It's so long and tedious.
Sorry,
baseball
I know.
fans.
I'm sorry. I love football. I'm a football fan, but I live in a city where I'm not a basketball fan either.
Oh, I love basketball.
See, and I know everybody does.
We can go on a tangent, but we won't. Because it's
Bold and Beautiful. Bold and Breakdown. We're not breaking down anything else, but that's another story. But they did have him on because Bold and Beautiful does do the guest star.
That pause is because there's a guest star coming up that that I'm rolling my eyes about. In a couple of weeks.
Podcast listeners, Walker is rolling his eyes on the upcoming.
Hard.
Your eyes hurt. They hurts.
Yes.
Hashtag Shady Sunday. So they brought him on because they had Rick. Okay, is this where I have a problem with? I guess this is okay. You let me know. You guys can all let me know. Okay, so Beatrice, they loved Maya singing. Kendra Mosley is very talented. She's a very talented person and all that. I have nothing against her at all. But I was just thinking, was that a strong performance?
So here's where I kind of have an issue with it. Carla Mosley getting to do national anthem. I remember when that happened. I thought that was a really good moment for her. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize it was tied to the show.
Yeah, people said they were there. Somebody said they were there when they did it. Yeah.
And finding out that they tied it to the show as a storyline takes it away from it just. I'm disappointed because I thought, being naive, like they're giving her a moment, like, oh, they chose her, and which would have been a really good moment for her as a person. But to find out that it's like, oh, actually, we and CBS and Dodgers came up with this whole thing, and it's all orchestrated.
My problem, and that ties into what my problem kind of was I wanting some more realism. Would they let a transgender person sing at the Dodgers game? Would that be something that they would just do because he's Rick Forrester?
Yeah.
I'm saying they kind of dropped that part of the story.
What? Maya's trans?
Yeah, I know. They forgot about that, haven't they? They really haven't talked about that. And I'm not saying it should be her whole storyline that she's transgender, but it's kind of feel like we can't really forget about that for the real rest of the world. That was also the news. It all came out. So it's kind of like sports fans sometimes are not as forgiving or as open to that. So I was wondering if
that's definitely sports. That's a whole different world where it's not as like
the Oscars or the Emmys or something. Give somebody going to singing a song. I thought that was a missed opportunity to kind of like talk about that. Maybe have some opposition at first, and then she comes out and sings, and everybody kind of prays. I mean, But now we're finding out it was for real, and you just confirmed it was real, and people on here said they were actually there when it happened.
Yeah,
it takes it out of it.
I was going to go. I was tweeting back to Angelica McDaniel, who's like head of CBS Daytime, and trying
name drop.
Yeah, trying to get get to sit in the box with all the people. But so I was really like, that's really awesome that they chose her, but then finding that this was a whole like CBS Dodgers thing, that I was like, okay, well that's kind of a bummer, but she did well.
Well, they all agree with me. She needs a new storyline. She needs to do more. She's a great actress, and she needs to do more than what she's doing right now.
Tying into that, how many people in the chat room felt, or if you're on Twitter, tweet us, that they kind of hinted that maybe this is her new storyline. That all of a sudden, this was my dream. There was a little post the singing.
Yeah.
There was a lot of talk about this being my dream, and I was just like, oh, so is this gonna be?
She'll be a singer.
Is this Maya wants to be a singer? Is that what's gonna happen next? It would be something new, which is
I guess so.
Doesn't happen on this show very much.
I know. So you guys, I didn't know the purpose of the Maya. I could get this. I don't. Just write that again. I don't understand this sentence there. But yeah, so I don't know. I just said that was kind of there. But like I said, they do guest stars all the time. Yeah, people on.
But you know what? In a positive way, bravo to CBS to actually getting that tie-in with the Dodgers.
Oh yeah,
that was a
I agree.
That's a pretty good thing.
It's very LA.
Yeah.
The thing about Bold and Beautiful, they do access LA. They do. We're in Los Angeles, and so the Dodgers are a big deal. So whether it would have been Dodgers or she would have sang at a Clippers game or a Lakers game, I mean, it's all very Los Angeles. They're really good about that. So maybe they'll tie in the Rams at some points. Who knows? Okay, so we have Brooke and Ridge in the kitchen. Brooke's in that kitchen all the time with Ridge.
Yeah.
She's cooking and chopping things up all the time and serving him whatever. Okay, so are they leaning towards a Brooke Ridge redux?
Bill triangle?
I think so, aren't they? Because they keep saying, stop calling me your Logan. It's all the Logan thing this week.
Yeah.
Stop calling me your Logan. I'm not your Logan. Stop calling me your Logan. Yes.
Here we go.
Tell him.
Beautiful.
Tell him.
I don't know if maybe an intern went to get the scripts out of the copy machine and picked up the scripts from 2 weeks ago, because these are the same conversations every scene. Yes. How many times do we have to have this whole, you're doing such a great thing for me. Oh, Rich, I love Bill. Come on.
They have recycled that for a long time. They have recycled that. I don't know. I'm just like, they really are pushing it hard. I've been seeing over the last couple of weeks some kind of inklings of it.
Yeah.
And I kept thinking to myself, and I guess this on the show, haven't become friends because they've been through a lot together. Yeah. I totally get that. Like I can see them being old friends at this point. It's like we've already been there, done that. No possibility. Brooke's a horn dog, first of all.
It's so funny how quick Ridge was like, Caroline who?
Yeah, right.
Like, boom.
And I liked Ridge and Caroline together, actually. I had no problem with that.
I didn't, but I mean, it's like they erased that from the history.
They sure
like,
did.
Oh, yeah.
They sure did. I don't know. I'm like, okay, kids. But I don't know. And I love, this is my line. This is one of my lines of the week. Every day there was a line on Bold Beautiful that made me laugh. I was kind of like, and so they did that. This week it was Brooke. I think I broke a personal record. I haven't been alone this long since I was a girl. That's commentary on Brooke.
That is commentary.
That is commentary on Brooke.
Well, Katie always says that.
I know. I love it. I do. Didn't know Katie this week. I was upset. And then Rich was going in for a kiss, wasn't he? Until Bill walked in. He was going in for a kiss, wasn't he? I was like, I knew it. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God.
But here's the thing. Does he actually want Brooke, or does he want Brooke because it's Bill? Like if Brooke was single, would he be,
that's true,
knocking at her door?
Good question.
Or is it because it's Bill, and so there's that rivalry? It's like, well, I don't want you with him. True. I've already stopped one of your weddings. I'll stop this one too.
Well, the dressmaker. I love it because I'm the dressmaker. I love that. Then we had Quinn and Eric, of course, because she's engaged now.
Beautiful ring.
Oh, it was a beautiful ring. I was like, you go, designers who do rings. It was really good. She's staring at her ring. Eric calls Steffi to talk, and no, it's not over. Like Steffi now knows. Steffi was pissed.
Yeah.
She was like, "Excuse me." She was like, "No." Jacqueline McGinnis has been acting her ass off recently. She's been like, this rivalry has been really good for her character. Kind of just like, this can't be happening. Like she's like, no, this can't be happening. I couldn't. It was good. And then Bill and Steffi talked for a little bit, and Bill was saying, again, Bill does say things I agree with. Not saying that he follows his own advice or that he's always perfect, but he says things about other characters' lives. I'm like, yes, Steffi, I've been saying this from the very beginning. Steffi is messing up her marriage, not Quinn. I'm sorry.
Yes. But I was very surprised to have these Bill and Steffi scenes.
Yeah, they haven't been together in a long time.
Because they haven't been together for a long time. Yeah. Because, a lot of Bold and Beautiful fans who've been watching for a while, people still talk about when they had that little
chemistry.
That little chemistry.
Yes, they did.
And then they dropped it and never mentioned. That's one of those things that they never mentioned. To have them in a scene together, I was like, oh, wow, that's something different.
I still see chemistry a little bit. That's just me.
I don't know if I was paying attention enough.
I was, because I was like, I was shocked seeing them together.
I was like, so yeah, it took me out of it. So maybe if they had scenes together more often, but isolated together like that, it's been a long time.
Long time, actually. And he brings up a point. I got two sons waiting to hear your answer. And I'm just sorry. I think it's her fault. She's using an excuse.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about later in the week because Wyatt does finally get some balls for a minute. And he talks about it. Meanwhile, I love this quote, of course, when Brooke and Ridge and Bill, there's a whole thing there, and the dressmaker wants my 12.5%. I love how he says it all the time. Bill was hilarious that whole time. And he grabs a sandwich out of the kitchen. He was just like, oh, a sandwich. And later when he says to Brooke, the guy who wanted to keep us apart can't wait to get us together. I'm like, that's right. How the irony that is.
Yeah. And is anyone else picking up the little subtle hints about the 12.5% that Brooke's actually going to keep it for herself?
I think so.
She's not going to give it. Like I feel like if you're paying attention like super close, like Kathy Kelly Lane, like in her face, you can see it, and like the way like her and Bill says, like he almost like it's like because I believe if I'm correct that he's like you should keep him.
Yeah. I know.
So I wonder if that's where they're going to go with that.
It won't go as easy. I mean, it's not going to go as easy as everybody that's trying to make us lead us to believe. It's like she's not going to just get married, give them it's not going to happen that easily. I agree with you. It's not going to happen that easy. And so you guys, the chat room suddenly populated. It got stuck for a minute, so it finally got populated. So I'm trying to see what you guys are saying now a little bit. But yeah, it's an 8-carat ring for Ivy. Was telling Ivy that was an 8-carat ring. Can't stand Ridge. No to Ridge and Brooke. The writers are lazy. The writers are lazy. Very lazy writers. Ooh. Damn. Wake up, writers. The writers are lazy. I'm kind of done with the storyline. Lord, I hope there's no Ridge and Brooke. So they're kind of agreeing with you.
Yes, they are. It's very lazy. Very lazy.
Very lazy. I like. Oh yeah, there's another funny line coming up. Yeah. Then we had the aftermath of Maya and them on Tuesday when Rick, Maya, they dug out Viv, Zendy, and Nicole, and I was like, I have nothing to say about that.
Which is so sad.
It is sad.
That just breaks my heart every time I see that it's Jacob freaking Young.
I know. Sorry.
This is what they have him
last
doing.
week on the show, I did my other soap role, and I showed a scene between JR. When he played JR and Bianca.
Oh,
the fans went, they were like, "Oh my god, his acting was so." But he could act, folks. Jacob Young can act.
Yes,
he can act.
He carried
Tell him.
All My Children.
Tell him.
That last year and a half.
Tell him.
He was.
I know.
All My Children.
I know. I agree.
The man is amazing.
The fans were still talking about it this week. How much they enjoyed me playing that scene. There's a scene where he admits he's an addict to Bianca, and he's strapped down, and Eden Regal, of course, is a goddess too on soap royalty, and they were acting together, and just their scenes, their history, and he was J.R. Chandler. He was so good.
Yeah, he was good.
And also showed a scene where they had him talking to his dads, Tad and Adam, just the whole dynamic, how he is with Adam, how he was with Tad.
Which is sorry people who are listening and they're like, oh, we didn't watch that show.
Yeah, sorry.
But that show did not have the strong writers that The Bold and Beautiful has.
I agree.
Which is the most frustrating part because it starts with the writing. You know, Bold and Beautiful has, Brad Bell.
Oh yeah, they have great writers. Oh yeah.
The amazing writers.
Yeah.
And during that time, All My Children didn't have the strongest writers. I mean, they brought in Lorraine Broderick for the end.
And and who was the other? There was another one I keep forgetting.
David Kreisman.
Yeah.
But he was. They have to do. It's just a crying shame.
But I'm just saying. I showed that 2-minute scene, and people were still in the chat room going, James. I loved him as J.R. Chandler. Like, he was the bomb. Didn't like him as Lucky. Another story. I keep saying it over and over again. I didn't like him as Lucky. But he was so. I mean, he can act. So I agree with you. It's like he's being saddled with this storyline. And you're like, he can do better than that.
Yeah.
Even his scenes with the family. We'll get about the intervention later. But just his scenes, he brings another layer to it. It's like he cares about his dad.
Yeah.
Where they're all trying to get the money. So he's like, but are you okay? I mean, what's going on? Like he's really just. We started. But anyway, yes, that's so weird. That's so when I showed that scene last week, people were like, "Oh my god, I loved him as JR." I'm like, I know. Beatrice says Steffi is going to kidnap Quinn. Ooh, that'd be interesting. She thinks.
Oh, I hope not.
Walker's not falling. He doesn't want that one.
I'm not.
He doesn't want that one, right?
I'm so. We'll get to the wedding talk a little bit here in a bit because I got a rant on that one.
Okay, so now we're gonna do the bold flashback. So I decided because. Eric does like to have some kind of crazy women in his life. It's just a funny scene that I kind of liked with Sheila Carter Forrester and the late Stephanie Forrester. Let's go there.
I'll see.
Tell me he wants a divorce.
I miss Kimberly Brown so much.
God, why is this happening to me? Because you deserve it.
I love her.
How long have you been standing there? I guess I missed the bravado performance.
Look at that outfit.
The last line was
Those
compelling.
pockets.
Look, I'm really very busy, Stephanie. Why is this happening to me? You know damn well why it's happening to you. You just don't want to admit it to yourself. My marriage is none of your business.
Those pearls.
Your husband doesn't seem to think so. He talks about it daily with me. I'm not going to deny my husband and I have problems. There's only one problem, Sheila, you.
That's
A
right.
marriage takes two people, Stephanie. Yes, it does. And now that you're back, maybe you'll have a moment or two for Eric. What was obviously so important in Genoa City? More
See the
important than Eric?
crossover.
You're making
The crossover
Who did you have to
storyline.
go and see? Why did you have to go? I don't have to explain myself to you. No. But if you don't, it certainly raises questions, doesn't it? Your suspicions are not my concern. They are Eric's suspicions now as well. Oh, yes, very true. They are, and you planted them.
I love that.
You're nothing more than a homewrecker, Stephanie. A common tramp that just wants to break up a marriage. You have no class. You're a frustrated frustrated rich bitch that just wants to make damn sure I'm as miserable as you are.
Okay, I just said a frustrated rich bitch. That's all. That's what I'm going to say. I love that scene. That's the good old days of Bold and Beautiful.
Can you send me this season, James? This is amazing.
Isn't that crazy? Is that amazing? It's like, oh my god, it's so good.
It's so funny that you see that when these crazy women get with Eric,
yes.
it's like Stepford Wives.
Yes.
Like Sheila's like she's dressed like she's like
yes.
a Stepford Wife, yes. and you slowly see that with Quinn as
yes.
well. It's like
yes.
these psycho women, all of a sudden the pearls and the sweaters and.
I love that scene. I was just like, that is completely classic Bold and Beautiful. Yes, it is wild Sheila Carter. Yes, I just. Reason why I bring that up too, because back then they had this amazing storyline that went on for years on Young and the Restless and Bold and Beautiful, the Sheila and Lauren, and they beautifully did it back and forth.
Yeah. I
mean, it was so genius. If you guys didn't watch this, it was genius to where Sheila dies, quote unquote, on Young and the Restless. They brought her on Bold and Beautiful to start her life over. Meanwhile, there were ties between Lauren and Eric and the whole fashion industry and Fenmore. So it was like, it was beautifully done.
Yeah.
Then Lauren was on Bold and Beautiful for a while. I mean, it just went on forever. So there was one of the times where she was gone on Young and the Restless, wrecking havoc, and then she came back to Bold and Beautiful. It was, I mean, oh my goodness, it's just wonderful. I love it. So that's my bold flashback. I had to show that.
And you have to remind everyone how much the show needs Stephanie. That's what you really want.
It does. That portrait, and when I see that, when the portrait does it, when it falls, I'm like, that's Stephanie.
Yeah.
That's like, I mean, you guys were sitting on the chat room last week too. We miss Stephanie.
Yeah.
Susan Flair, I know she retired.
Yeah.
God, I wish she'd change her mind. She's an amazing actress. Yeah. Amazing actress. So yeah.
But you know the hard thing for this show is. Bold and Beautiful is probably the show that's most centered in reality.
Yeah.
That they don't do like
Back from the Dead.
Because it's one of those things where there's no evil villains there's no Stefano, there's no Cassadine.
Yeah, you're right.
That like they kept me prisoner for the past
80
couple years.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you can maybe. She's been somewhere getting treatment and you know. Taylor had her the whole time and was nursing her back for help and found the cure for cancer and all that. So
everybody, the crazy ass Sheila. Yeah, I know. You were not born yet. Thanks, Chelsea girl. That's exactly what I want to hear. Yes, the show's almost 30 years old. Next year will be 30 years, so they're getting there.
That's crazy.
It's the latest, it's the newest soap of all the soaps. It's 30 years old. So we get to Wednesday, and okay, so if you recognize the wedding planner that was on, Gwendolyn Osborne Smith, she mentions that she did a wedding in Wisconsin. I kind of laugh because she's from The Price is Right. She was a model on Price is Right. And she actually was a wedding planner for Billy and Victoria's wedding earlier this year on Young and the Restless.
Oh, I didn't even pay attention to that.
Yes, and they hired her on that show because they wanted a woman with a English accent.
I just thought it was funny that they had Bill say Wisconsin, like,
yeah. No, but it was because she was actually on that. So a little inside, guys. If you guys don't watch both shows, so I know some of you guys do watch both. If you don't, that's what that was. So she mentioned Wisconsin, but she's a Price is Right model too, so CBS tie-in again.
Yeah.
But I love that. She goes, it was a high-profile family and didn't really work out because it didn't. Billy and Victoria didn't get married, so it didn't work out.
Which kind of ties it almost back to how they used to do crossovers.
Yes.
Now it's like, how can you like? Why aren't we doing like Heather Tom, you know, comes and meets with with Victor Newman.
Yes,
like
right.
I would pay.
I know.
I would start a GoFundMe for those scenes to have Katie Logan having a meeting with Victor Newman, or having Ashley Abbott come in and meet Bill Spencer.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that was just.
Side note, I did know that Aaron D. Spears was on Days of Our Lives recently.
Really?
I saw it on his Twitter. Because Justin was on. Yeah, he was on there. He played a character on there recently. I totally missed it because I wasn't watching Days of Our Lives.
Wow.
And I totally saw that he was on there. I forgot what character he played. But yeah, he was on there.
Oh.
So recently, and also so was Rial Andrews, who played on General Hospital, and I interviewed. I know him. He was also on Days of Our Lives recently too. So he played Taggart on GH.
Yes.
And he's a really great guy and life coach. And Justin, of course, we had Aaron D. Spears on this show, and he wants to come back. He's a great guy. So he wants to come back.
That's awesome.
But yeah, he was on there recently, so it was kind of weird. But yeah, she was the craziest villain. Sheila was the craziest villain on YNR and BB history.
Yes.
So they hired him to get this wedding going. He'll get married today. Let's get married in Vegas or whatever.
Okay, sorry, sidetrack people.
Yes.
Sheila could have had Stephanie.
That's true. Writers made a storyline already.
There you go.
But it's almost Susan Flannery when you come back to work.
Yeah.
She's like letting off her money. She don't need to work. But yeah, I can see this. Yeah, Sheila would have it. That'd be great.
Sheila would have her.
Or Sheila or some of her kids. Remember, she has kids too. They're all running around. They have twins on Minar and Mary and all them, Ryder and all them. They had all these kids.
Oh, not Yvonne.
Yeah, we don't do that. Remember, we don't do that.
Who did she play? I don't know.
Yeah.
Winston Belfort.
Yes.
That would be amazing.
Yes, I liked it. He was good. He was a good actor.
Very good.
But anyway, it's not a story. But yes, okay. So they're going to plan the wedding. They have to marry outside California because there's usually a 6-month rule.
Yes.
I'm glad they followed. I'm glad they said that.
That was nice.
I was like, okay. Even though Justin was off screen, they could have had Justin on screen talking to him with them. That's another story. And then it was also Eric's intervention. I put it in quotes. His intervention, where the whole family got together and was trying to. And my quote from him that day was, "They say old people shrink. You say my feelings are shrinking too." I like that. So
my quote for him was, "Quinn's going to be the next matriarch of the Forrester family."
He did say that, and I love when at the end he let them all talk, and then he walked around to his seat, and Rich was sitting there. He didn't say anything. He just looked at me like,
yeah.
And Rich slowly got up. I was like, okay. He was like, Well, first they said, the other quote was, we came in, he goes, they go, have a seat. He goes, you're in my seat.
Yeah.
That was the same thing that happened 2 weeks ago or last week when Steffi goes, why are you here, Ivy? She's like, I'm a Forrester. I was like, yeah, what do you mean, what's she here for? She's a Forrester. That's why she's here.
This storyline, the intern brought the wrong script from a couple weeks ago because this is basically the same conversation.
Yeah.
For the 5th week in a row.
Right, they've already talked about it.
The storyline is going too fast for me.
He's now getting married, yeah.
The getting married, it's too fast, and it happens on the show. Like people fall in love, or this either has in my me playing head writer. If you're going to do a fast wedding, then don't mention it. Have Eric's invite everyone over to the house. Hey, come over for dinner. Everyone comes in, and there's caterers, and the place is lit. And then they announce, we got married. You either do that, or you do the low, slow burn of, we're getting married, but it's going to be towards the end of the year. And then you bring in Felicia and Thorne, and kind of, because Leslie Kay is an amazing actress.
Don't get me started, because I love her so much.
Amazing actress.
Emmy winner. I mean,
and the fact that's not being...
I know.
Leslie Kay going up against Quinn.
I know. And plus, we're talking about two actors who've been on for a long time, who both played Lois.
And Felicia was a mama's girl. Like her mama through and through.
I know.
And the fact that Felicia would just not even be a part of this, and her and Thorne are coming back here in a couple weeks.
They're coming back, and
for a couple episodes, and they'll just be like, "Oh, Dad, you shouldn't."
Right.
It's
a shame, and the thing is, I know this is a half-hour show, and it's a small cast. I get that, so it's kind of hard to do that, but I think they need to have Felicia. I think she needs to be back on the show.
Well, it wouldn't be hard if they stopped recycling scripts.
Okay. Yes, he drinks, he sips his tea. And then we had Wyatt and Quinn, I guess, same conversation again. I'm not going to say anything about that.
I have nothing about that.
But I do have to say, Wyatt and Steffi, I will give Wyatt some credit. He was just like, okay, you're holding our marriage hostage.
Yeah.
I was like, exactly. Like, you finally got your penis and balls back. Jesus. I was like, finally, he said it to her. He's like, come home. He goes, be honest with me. Our marriage over or not? And so the conversation Wednesday and Thursday was really good. It's like he finally just said, what's going on? And she's like, she's trying to play it off like, but my grandfather.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not an excuse.
Yeah.
This is your marriage. It's like, we all have crazy in-laws sometimes, but you don't end the marriage. Like, hello?
Which, it's so... Okay, yeah, Quinn has done stuff to Steffi. Quinn has done worse stuff to Ivy.
Yeah, I know. And they get along fine.
And like all of a sudden, like that's just, oh, Quinn's fine. She tried to kill me. She pushed me off of a thing and almost drowned, and that's fine.
Well, even Steffi, I showed last week, the bold flashback was Steffi electrocuting Ivy.
Yeah.
And the execution went on for like an hour, and she still survived. I'm like, you guys all have done stuff. You need to calm down.
Yeah.
You guys have all done stuff.
Yeah. I think I would like for Wyatt to just finally be like,
Yeah.
this, you know.
They agree. Breach was like, y'all, I'm so tired of Stephanie and Wyatt. I know. I'm over it already. I think it's very obvious to me she wants to be with Liam, obviously.
Yeah.
So she needs to just make that decision. But I like that he said something.
It would be better if he made a decision.
Yeah.
It'd be like, I deserve better than this.
That's true.
I want somebody who wants to be with me and not me begging and pleading.
But you know, he backed down a little bit, of course.
Yeah.
And then, of course, little RJ walks in. He's some bad parents. How'd you get here? What happened? I thought you was going on. I'm like, okay, he's a teenager. I would know what my son and daughter is doing in school. I mean, I don't know what's going on there. And on Thursday, it was just kind of funny. I'm gonna do Thursday really quick, and then I'll do the soap other role. Brooke and Ridge are like, he's like, I missed you guys, and they're like, well, because I did all these extra classes. So I'm like, you didn't know your son was doing extra classes to have to fall off? I never heard that. Almost cussed. Never heard that S before in my entire life. That you can do all these extra credit classes and then like take the fall off a semester.
And he goes to school somewhere
In
away.
Ojai.
Oh, in Ojai?
It's Ojai.
Is that where it is?
Yeah, so not that far.
Oh.
So it's 45 minutes up north.
Yeah.
So it's like, but they didn't even pay attention. We would have picked you up. I'm like, I didn't just run away. I did tell him. I'm like, but you guys are still bad parents.
Oh, he Ubered.
That would be $4,500. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's just like, I'm like, you guys are so bad. It's like, I took enough courses I can take out the fall off. I'm like, okay. So you're gonna sit around the fall and like go to school. As a parent here, I'm not all down for that. No. On Beach, so funny. Beach is like, they need some new women on BB. The only person who should be upset is Ivy. They agree with you. Rushed RJ aged up. But they do Sorazing on these shows all the time. And we need to see RJ because it's been so long. He is part of the family. Like, where is he?
I think from the 2 episodes I've seen,
Yeah.
I think they found a good find.
Me too. I agree.
This kid came in, we're get close.
Guns blazing.
Guns blazing.
Yeah.
I am kind of. I mean, it's a soap trope.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the kid comes in, wants the parents together. Thomas and Steffi did it with Ridge and Taylor.
Yes.
Bridget and Rick did it with Brooke and Eric. I mean, it's a soap trope. Like you bring in the kid who wants the original parents together, and not it's gonna be a pain for.
He's pissed about that's the Bill Smith. My favorite part though, the whole thing. That's a hideous ring. I love that. We'll talk about Friday in a second and what happened there
and
too.
Ridge's face.
I know. It's like I just when he said that ring is hideous. I was like, oh my god. And when he says it to Bill, we'll talk about that. That's next in a second. But I just love that. I love that line. He's like, that's a hideous ring.
Yeah.
I could not stop it. And Ridge was kind of proud of that. Of course.
He was smirking.
He was smirking about that one. Okay, so we're gonna do the bold other soap role, but it's not a soap, you guys. So I guess it could be the bold other TV role. And Anna Maria Horsford is being wasted on the show and playing Vivian. She could do more, but I'm going to show you something from about 20-something years ago when she was on a show with Sherman Hemsley, who many of you guys know as George Jefferson on The Jeffersons.
Yes.
This was a show afterwards. Him and Florence, Wanda Gibbs had shows afterwards. They had 227. This was Amen. It was on NBC for a little bit, and we're going to show you a scene of her being the daughter. Church music so theme.
Come in!
Tell me, are you ready yet?
Oh, Sherman Hemsley.
No, and I'm a nervous wreck.
Don't be nervous. Trust me, it's gonna work.
Oh, Daddy, please don't think I don't appreciate your advice.
Listen, I'm a lawyer. You get my advice for nothing. You know what it usually costs people?
Yeah, their freedom.
She's so dressed like a person who dressed like that.
Come on, tell me you look fine.
Oh, I don't know, Daddy. Tell me, what do you really think of this dress? I really want your opinion.
No, you're not suckering me into that.
Daddy, it took me an hour to pick this out.
Well, in that case, I think it looks wonderful.
You're just saying that so I don't have to buy a new one.
Oh, come on, Thelma, now quit stalling. You gotta face the reverend.
Yeah, but I'm scared.
There's nothing to be scared about, sweetheart. Look, okay, let me tell you. At 11 o'clock, you just march.
It's like she
into the
looks
reverend's
good to this
office
day
and
still.
tell
She
him
looks the same.
he's
Yeah.
got till 12 noon today to propose to you. What could be easier?
If he gave me an hour to marry him,
So I just want to show a little bit of that. I just wanted to show.
She's done more in that 2 minutes than she's done.
I know.
In 2 months on the show.
Little side note: Clifton Davis is married to one of my cousins.
Oh.
So small world. They're all in real life. They're all preachers and reverends and things. So in real life.
Yeah.
So
It's between you see that and it's like she's capable of so much more.
Yeah.
Last week you show Jacob Young, who's capable of so much more. I think it's time to reboot, guys. I think you need to go on a retreat
because
or
get a massage,
meditate,
have a drink, I don't know, something. Because I mean, seriously, you have people who can act on your show.
Yeah.
That hasn't always been the case. I'm Bold and Beautiful sometimes. But on this show, they really have people who can actually perform and deliver material, and they're being kind of wasted. Yes, she also was on the Wayne Brothers show. She's been in a lot of things.
Yeah, and Bold and Beautiful used to be really good balancing with the A story and the B story.
I agree.
I don't know what the B story is.
Yeah, neither.
Unless it's the.
But it's just funny. The young characters acted, the older characters acted. I mean, I remember Jennifer Finnegan and all of them. They were so good. I mean, like these actors were so. I mean, everybody was so good on the show. I mean, I miss my Hunter Tylo. I miss the people I missed that aren't on the show anymore. And they were good. I miss my my Bobby Eakes and all of them. They were just always so good. I mean, why isn't Thorne on the show more? He can act. Why isn't he on the show more? I mean, he's. Winter Harmony. He's alive. He's still doing stuff. He still looks good. Like, what's going on?
I feel like it's almost that whole thing of you're not worth being on the show if there's no love interest on the show. And I think we need to get past that because it's 2016. Like, characters shouldn't have to be tied to someone romantically to survive on the show. It's just Thorne and Felicia. Kristen's always been a little bit of wet blanket, so maybe not so much her. But Thorne and Felicia should be a center part of this. And even if you're not going to give Thorne and Felicia like a whole their own story, have them be in town and attending these family things.
I agree.
Just throw them into that.
I agree. I'll piggyback off of that. I feel like it should be more of the boardroom drama. They should be in it.
Yeah.
So don't give them personal life. That's fine, but have them really in it and use their show character history to really up the ante.
And I'm going to jump on that one. I think that's where the storyline needs to go. It needs to go more. Let's stop talking about it. There's too much talking and not enough movement and storyline.
Yes.
If you're going to have Quinn, we need to see Quinn at Forrester assessing her power and like, oh, I'm the new lady of the house. This is, you need to do this or this. They needed, if they turned it back into more of, let's actually get some action and see Quinn in this role and everyone reacting and dealing with that on a balance, I think that might, because to me, for myself, it's losing steam.
Yeah.
Because it's just, it was fun at first. It's just, it's just too much talking.
Yeah, it's like talking. Where's Daisy and Marcus? Let me get started on that.
Who?
Exactly. I mean, I love me some Texas Battle. I was a big fan. So I don't tell you about that one either. And Allie did get around. They shouldn't have killed Allie. That was dumb too. Don't get me started on that either. Michelle D says the B story might be the Thomas romance with Sasha.
That's a Z story because.
I disagree. I like them together, so I'm going to disagree with him. They look hot together to you. And you'll go, how about a freaking fashion show? I know. Like, when was the last fashion show on this show?
Well, I'd rather not have a fashion show if you're not going to do it all the way. Right. And the past couple have not been.
Up to par.
Yeah.
Like the old days.
Yeah.
Everybody agrees with us that Vivian needs more lines. She does. She can deliver. And Oba too. They both need more. He was just mentioned. He wasn't even on the episode. He was just mentioned. Oh yeah, he couldn't help himself. He went down to the. I'm like, whatever. Let me start on that. So we have Bill and Allison. I have nothing against Allison, the girl who plays her, but again, it could have been with somebody else.
Yeah.
But they had about the divorce papers, all that, whatever. And then Bill feels a little bad because he created a child with this psychopath. He said that was my line that day too. Oh my God, I kind of like that. And then RJ kept bringing up, what about Will? I mean, that's he was with your sister and blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, that family, you can't even go use that argument.
It's so funny. It's like,
but your mother's with your grandfather
exactly.
too. So
it's like, okay, let's not harp on that.
Yeah, because this family.
Yeah, like your granddad and your mama created your brother and your sister.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
can't really even.
That's worse.
Can't even go there. So Ivy and Quinn were talking that day. 8 carat ring. People are capable of change. she's pushing her gone with Liam. She's pushing. But I did like the great shot of Quinn standing with Stephanie. The way they shot it, Stephanie's portrait and her standing there just like,
Yeah.
next. So it'll be interesting. And then RJ confronts Bill.
That was good.
That was good. I was like, that's
good.
classic soap.
Yeah, it was very classic soap because because you knew going into it, Bill was gonna be, you know.
That's so funny. The intern down the floor. And he's like, I like my sandwich with no mayo, and I couldn't stop laughing. Like Bill was. I mean, Don Diamond does. Like, I love him as Bill. He does such a great job. He's
he's so good at Bill that I don't remember Brad.
Me neither. Same here.
I would have to go back and YouTube clips of Brad Carlson because I don't even remember.
I agree. I completely agree.
He's erased that from.
He has.
He's one of the only actors in daytime period who's played such a huge role in one show and is so good on another role in a different show that you forget that he, you know. I can't remember one thing about Brad.
I was gonna say, and I'll piggyback off of that. That yes, no, he's one of the few actors that actually can play two major roles on two major soaps that are so closely related too. Actually, that you really do see them separately. The only person I can think of is Eileen Davidson. I think she does such a great job as Ashley on one show, and she's totally Kristen and all of them on another show. Like she's two. I see it's the same face and everything, but I see her as two separate characters. Yeah. It doesn't happen very often. We can look at somebody and go, they're so different.
And sorry guys, I'll be really quick on this. Well, in that case, it's almost like the writing's so bad for Ashley that I'm like, I wish she was Kristen.
Yeah, me too.
But in this case with Don, it's like, no, like
he's doing great.
He's doing great.
He's taking the material and he's working it.
Yes.
He is. I'm trying to get him on the show. Trust me, I'm trying to get him on the show. He's completely just so good. Bite your tongue, people. I love Brad. Nobody didn't say we didn't like him. We're just saying.
I feel like early Brad might be a little bit of Bill Spencer.
He was a little racy.
Pool boy Brad was mischievous and scheming, and that would have been like the closest. But the Brad from Colleen on, it was just like, oh, okay.
Yes. So RJ is like, and he's like, and again, he said that ring was hideous to his face. And Bill's face was like, well, what did you just say to me? I couldn't stop laughing. He's like, excuse me? I just oh my God. So yeah, he's fighting it. He is fighting it. He does not want to have it happen. Everybody in here's like, Bill's an ass. Bill's rude. But it was like, okay, first of all, if a kid comes to your room and you don't know who it is, he hasn't seen RJ in years. And he comes in and starts demanding. You're like, excuse, who are you in my own office? I kind of give Bill points on that side. It's kind of like at first.
And I also like that they have Bill. When Brooke came in, he didn't try to like sugarcoat, like, oh yeah, we're just bonding. No. He's like, no, he's in here trying to tell me, but this is how it's going to be. Like he didn't back down. No, he didn't. And in front of Brooke because in those situations, most of the time they would have the person be like, oh, we're just getting to know each other. Everything's great. And Bill's like, no. He's in here trying to tell me what to do, but this is how it's going to be.
He said, you know your place. He said, yes. You need to know your place. I was like, ooh, he didn't tell you.
In front of your mama.
That's it. He did. He totally did. I was like, that's the Brad we know. Because Brad's a man.
Yeah.
First of all, he doesn't cower. He's a man. And he sticks to it. The thing about his character, he sticks to his guns. Whether he's right or wrong, he will stick to it. He owns it.
Yeah.
Where some of the others kind of go back and forth. He's like, no, I'm gonna own who I am.
They keep Bill consistent and who he is. That's which is really hard in these days because that's the biggest complaint people have about their characters, that they're not acting the way they're supposed to. And again, Don DeMille's Bill is one of the few people. Bill, Eric Braeden, and Victor Newman. There's just some characters that no matter the writing regimes or whatever, their characters always going to be consistent, and you're never going to watch and be like, he's not acting like Bill.
That's true. Victor Newman's another one of those things. The Eric Braeden, they kind of keep him kind of consistent too. He owns his stuff too.
He owns his stuff. Yeah,
it's like he is who he is. But the thing with Brad, I really enjoy is that the way he plays and everything. It's just He plays him like he's a man's man. He lives in his conviction, and F you. That's all he cares about. It's like he's just gonna just do it, and I like that. I think it's great, and he's hot too. Don Diamond is hot. I'm just like, and he has these two wishy-washy sons. That's what's so crazy.
Yeah,
it's like your sons got nothing from you, obviously at all. Maybe Will.
Maybe they'll. In 6 months, we'll be a teenager.
Yes. 6 months. By next summer. They start out as kids in the summertime sometimes. But yeah, then he needs a gun to his head. Bill does. LOL. Oh. No, I think he's fine. But then this goes, Brad Bill's fine ass. You know, he's fine.
Yeah.
I think he looks better now than he did back then, actually.
He's probably one of the most enjoyable characters.
I agree.
On the show.
Oh my god! When he said, "I'm not going to marry a loser like Deacon Shark," I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah.
And Bill's reaction was like, "Oh well, I'm not." We got
nothing in common.
I love that. I was like, Deacon Shark. That just goes with Sean Kanan, who I love so much and wants to come back on the show. He just told me the other day he wants to come back on the show, so I'm trying to get him back on. He's in Italy right now doing stuff.
You know that eventually Quinn's going to have a downfall.
Yes, of course.
And it's just like.
Deacon's right there.
I would love that if Deacon is part of that. Like Deacon somehow, because she's gonna
crash and burn.
It's gonna crash.
But I'm just saying that Sean Kanan in person is totally hot. I was surprised how hot he was in person. And I'm like, on the show they don't give him a chance to showcase that very much.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, he's a good actor. He can totally act. I was looking at some old footage of him from Young and the Restless. So he's a good actor. He can totally act. So they need to bring him back on. But he said that he's been doing some other stuff. He's involved in a bunch of different things. So. But we had a good time. So we're going to bring him back on the show. He'll be on here, and we'll have a good time talking about that. How come Bill can't be pushed off a building like he did Caroline? No. We like Bill.
Oh, my
Bill's
God.
fine.
You take away Bill from the show, then...
Oh, I know.
Oh, God. Talking about Z's.
Yes, we need to keep it on the show. And that was your week that was in Bold Beauty. They went by so fast. I'm like, I have fun when I have somebody here with me.
I know. It was good.
It was a good week to come back on. It was good. So I guess we'll see what happens. I want Oliver back. I know. Where did he go? These people go outside and they come back or they go upstairs.
Do you think Bill and Brooke will actually get married?
I think that's a very good question. Actually, I keep thinking no. I have a feeling it's not going to happen. It's weird. The 12% thing can't happen so easy like that. It just can't happen because you can't have Quinn just all of a sudden be out of business that fast.
Yeah.
It just can't. It's gonna be complications. But them actually married, I'm going to predict and say not in the next 2 weeks.
You know, it's very. If you look at the storylines, they're somewhat similar, but it's going to be different. You have RJ, who doesn't want his mom marrying someone, and then you have basically Ridge, his daddy, doesn't want his dad marrying someone, but I feel like RJ has more of a chance getting his way.
I agree. Because Brooke was looking at him like, ooh, it's my... because she's a bad mother. Yeah. Okay, kids, and we're going to end it on that note. Brooke's bad, but I'm going to get total plans on that and give some comments on that one. We're so glad you guys tuned in with us tonight, and I'm glad you enjoyed yourselves for the last soap of the soap block. Walker, tell folks where they can find you on that camera.
Yes, you can follow me on Twitter. I am Walker R.
Yep. Yes, that's it. Okay, Mike. Bye, everybody. No, and I'm James Lott Jr. You can follow me at James Lott Jr. everywhere on the interwebs. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Yes.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
From executive producers Maria
Views expressed
Menounos,
herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.